technical difficulties today. So we're filming on my iPad, and you guys can see like every corner of my room. Thank God I cleaned up the part that you're looking at today, because if you look to my right here, there is like a bunch of bags that I did not unpack. So we're just, glad that's out of the way. We're gonna try a little drinky drink today. This one is sparkling Honeycrisp apple juice from Trader Joe's. I think I've already tried it. I'm gonna make all you guys thirsty. I'm so sorry. Hopefully you have a little something to, quench your thirst right now. Oh, that's good. The aftertaste kind of tastes like alcohol. Imagine I'm like just getting drunk and I don't even know it. Breaking sobriety. Okay. Hello, muscle mommies, muscle daddies. I'm speaking a little bit more softer today because my niece is having a sleepover and she's in the next room. So I'm coming with a more calm demeanor to this podcast today. We're going to start off the episode. Did I say, hey, muscle mommies and muscle daddies, or do I just have memory loss? I don't know. I think I just, I think I just did. I kind of put out the poll late of what you guys are struggling with this week for Unload the Bar with Muscle Mommy, but we actually do have a response in now, and I could check at the end of the episode too. But someone said big life decisions, bosses, jobs. So I'm glad we get to talk about this because last night I sent my friend an audio message, and it was about how I wanted to get paid for my passions so I didn't have to do other jobs. And I don't know, just like kind of complaining about it, or more just like the struggle that comes with putting a lot of work into, let's say, my podcast or my brand or content creation and not being able to actually make money off of it. Obviously, not enough to pay bills if I ever fucking move out. But that was basically the topic. And she came back with some advice. And the advice is taken. I do really like the advice. And she was talking about how she met a person where she thought like, oh, I want to be in your position. Like, I want to be doing what you're doing. And the woman was like, no, it's kind of actually like, I don't like this anymore, like this life. And she's just basically talking about how her passion, which was singing, had become a job at that point. And it was like she didn't even want to pick up her guitar because it felt like she had to, and all that pressure of running around having to do things to pay the bills, and it's supposed to be your passion. And in that conversation we were talking about how, at least for now, unless something takes off, to choose something stable. Ugh, sorry, I'm like sighing thinking about what this means for my life. And choose something stable where you can, like, something that you like to do, but so you can keep your passions. And yeah, like if one day my business takes off and I'm making a fuck ton of money and I could use that instead of having a separate job, then I could do that. My mindset going forward is to like not count on it, because I think counting on it just adds a lot more pressure to the whole thing, when like these are supposed to be passion projects, or podcasting is supposed to be fun for me and just things like that. So I'm struggling with that today because I found out that I can't get any money from the army to pay for my master's since I already have one. And I wanted to get a master's in social work. And now I'm sitting here being like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to go back to school and like actually pay for it. Like, yes, welcome to adulthood. But like, fuck. Like, ugh, shit. Like, fuck. And then I'm like sitting here and then I'm like, should I go back for a master's in social work and spend all that money, or, and then like have to pay that off? Or should I just use the degrees I have? So I'm kind of conflicted about that. And I think the reason why like the cost of it is kind of being like, fuck, is also because I'm trying to invest my money into my business right now. Now I'm like completely in shambles. I guess maybe I'm going to become a teacher now. I don't know. Maybe I should. Fuck. You know what, guys? Maybe I can become a teacher and then figure out what school district I like, and then become a social worker for that district. Okay. All right, maybe this isn't so bad. Ugh, I had not thought about that road to go down in a while. I kind of banned that from my mind with no plan. So, yeah, fuck. Okay. Anyways, but this person asks about jobs and bosses. I honestly think if you truly are in an environment where you don't feel respected, you're uncomfortable, you're on eggshells, you're constantly making decisions based on potential reactions your boss can have, I would say you are going to be so much better off. Close that fucking door. And I'm sure people listening that are in that scenario, like they want to close the door, but they're just kind of scared of that unknown. But I don't know. Sometimes I think, I said this in the last podcast, like I truly do think you got to fall on your face to fly. Like you got to hit that rock bottom, whether it's with a job or something, to actually get that fire under you to be like, no, I'm going to go find something better for myself. And sometimes if you're trying to do it while you already have the stable job, there's not much of an urgency to it, even though it seems like there is. There's not as much as of an urgency than there would be if you had no job at that point. So I think if you feel like that in a workspace, if you have the means, look at your savings or look at whatever you have and really try to make it work best you can. Like, okay, the max amount I could do with no job is this amount of time. So I could still pay rent, I could still pay my car off, whatever it is. And if you can fucking make it even for like a month, then I say go for it. Like, and God forbid you don't find a job in your career, in your realm, or in your profession that you want to be in, like then you can just go get some random job in the meantime until you keep working on finding that job. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it to be not stable for a little bit to figure that out. Fuck, guys, I'm gonna have to become a teacher. No, that's not a bad thing, right? I mean, like I love teaching. I just didn't like subbing. But yeah, I say it's worth it. I say it's worth it to go for it and take the rug under your feet for a few weeks and see where it gets you. If you guys can see in the back of me, I have a little piece of art. One second, I'm closing up. I have a piece of art that says it's always beginnings disguised as endings. And you can see like a little creepy door. And then that seems like, oh my God, this is an ending, but really it's beginning to something new. That could be like your job. Like the ending to your job can feel really scary. And it's like, fuck, what am I going to do? This is the end of getting a stable pay and already having the job in place. And I'm scared as fuck, but then that opens the door for more jobs coming your way. And it's the same thing with like the dating world. You're so scared to let someone go. You're so scared to close that door. But when you do, it opens up a door for other people to come, even if it's friendships too. Cutting some out of your life just means you have more energy to spend on the people in your life to foster those relationships and to open doors for new people to come into. Let's talk about what I've been thinking about in my life recently. I've been writing some poems. I haven't been feeling very connected to my creative side until recently, and that's been a struggle because I have fallen into the no structure of a schedule, kind of go to sleep too late. You know that it's almost like when you like COVID when everyone went to sleep and the fucking birds were twiddling whatever they tweeting. What do birds do? Tweet. Yeah, when they're tweeting. Twi- twi- when the birds are when the birds are birding in the morning and you go to sleep. I'm not doing that, guys. I wouldn't be going to sleep at 5 a.m. Don't you worry. But just the late nights, the late mornings, not my groove. Once I do it, I feel like shitty about it the next day. So last week I decided to get my shit together and I was like, I'm gonna start running in the mornings. And if you guys don't run or you want to get into running or you guys are runners and you're just struggling with a little bit of a rut, I had to go back to the basics. And the basics truly are wake up and run. You don't eat. I mean, listen, I'm not saying like don't eat if you really need to eat. I'm saying like don't do anything else before you do that run. Like make it the first activity you do. Some people do like to eat before running. The only reason why I don't eat if it's a wake up and run is because I know when I eat, I tell myself, oh, I need this amount of time to digest it. And then that amount of time I need to digest it becomes an entire, like, I get sidetracked a billion times. And then it's now 2 hours since I woke up and I still haven't ran. And then now all the anticipation of it setting in and I don't want to do it anymore. Wake up, put on your clothes before you even have like a moment to even like consider what else you could possibly be doing right now and just get out. You can plan to run for 5 minutes. You could plan to run for 5 miles. Just fucking get out and just put your feet on the ground and just start moving. And that has helped me so much. I ran 4 times in a row because one of them I ran with Adri. And running days in a row helps so, oh my God, so much because your body like is just used to the groove of it and it just wants to go on a run. If you guys are people who just work out and it's like not in the morning, or maybe it's after work, I think like the best thing, at least for my ADHD and like time management skills, is to attach it to something and then leave no leeway. Like how I said, if my goal is to get up and run, I'm not going to sit for breakfast and then have to delay the run 2 hours because I need to digest. If you guys are one of those people that when you get home from work, you fuck, like the last thing you want to do is fucking work out. What I used to do when I had that schedule was right when I get in the door, I didn't even let myself sit. I would be so exhausted, didn't let myself sit, drop my shit, change my outfit, and immediately go out before I even have a chance to like be like 5 more minutes on TikTok, 5 more minutes on the couch. Because once you do that, like, five becomes 10, 10 becomes 20, and then all of a sudden 20 minutes becomes an hour. And then all of a sudden you actually have something else to do and you can't delay that thing you have to do. And then you miss your workout for the day. If you guys are struggling to get yourself to do something, like working out, I would attach it to something, even if it fucking sucks. Even if it sucks to go right after work, just do it, get it done with. And the best part is when you do that, when you actually get there, sometimes you're having a grand old time. You're like, you know what, this actually improved my mood. I started this workout tired, but I actually feel a lot better now. Speaking of, I need to go to the gym tomorrow. I also need to get my circadian rhythm going. Like, I need to start waking up at the same time every day. So, yeah, I need to get back at it. I want to read Adriana just texted me today about reading the Atomic Habits book. But I do remember listening to a podcast once about a woman who wrote a book called Win Your Morning. And I think about that all the time, how important it is to win your morning. Because the second I have a shitty morning, it's like the day just starts going like downhill, and not even just like the activities I'm doing in the day. It's like the thought of ruining my morning just continues to piss me off for the rest of the day. So that's a problem. And then winning my mornings, the habits, attaching them to other things, and then just kind of doing shit that may not make sense all the time, but you know it's good for you, so you do it. Like, I didn't get outside today till 4 p.m. That's crazy. Like, at that point, I just need to get up and put my feet on the ground outside, touch the grass, feel the sun. Because when I got out at 4 to go get my niece, I was like, oh my God, that sun was on my face. And I'm like, this feels amazing. And it was beautiful out today. So yeah, I just, certain things like that. Like if you work at a desk, get up, do some squats, get up, walk outside for a second, breathe in the fresh air, breathe in the sun, and then walk back in. It's the same as going for like a bathroom break. You're just going for a moment to decompress in the sun or maybe in the rain, who knows. Clouds are crying, the clouds are crying. The winter, I don't know. I mean, like, it depends where you guys are living right now, but whether it's the actual winter of like the weather is snowy and cold out, or you can take this metaphorically and it's like the winter inside your brain, that phase you're going through where everything just seems to be bleh. I'm trying to slow down and be patient with myself and patient with this part of life that I'm in, because one day I'm going to be wishing I'm back here. Like, there's so many things I can still enjoy about life, even though I feel a little, I don't know, I'm in an adjusting period. I went from being go, go, go in Army logistics school to now, okay, I'm not on active orders anymore. I'm home and now I have all this freedom and all this time. And now it's like, all right, how am I going to spend my time? So it's almost like when you get home from college and you have that break and then you're just like, fuck, what I do with my time. And all you did was wish for this type of time, and then you have it, and you're sleeping your mornings away, you're going to bed late, all those things that I just described, and it kind of sucks. Creating a structure for yourself, even if it's just like making sure you do the little things in a day that make you feel better. The ones I just said, standing outside. I remember when I was in the hotel. So we lived in a hotel in Army Logistics School. And oh my God, like when it's the weekend and you haven't hung out with your friends yet, like let's say you didn't get out early, as in like you didn't get out of the house early to go do something with them, you just stand up, you walk to your desk. Let's say I'm working on my business and then I'm working on that, but then I'm like still in the same fucking room as my bed. So the whole thing just feels like you didn't actually move anywhere or do anything. And it was so tiring. And I remember at one point the sun was about to go down and I was like, holy shit, I didn't like feel the sun today on me. Like I didn't even feel the air outside before the sun was going down. And I went outside and I just sat on a rock and just was like literally letting the sun hit me. And it was so funny because someone I had seen the night before was like, "Are you good? Like, you waiting for someone?" And I'm like, "Nope, just letting the sun hit my face." Sometimes you just gotta do it, even if you look like a creep. Yeah, I need to get back into my habits. I need to get back into my, meditating and doing all those things. It's hard when you lose sight of your passions or things that just make you feel really good because you can notice it. Like, you can notice when it's like, yeah, I haven't taken a cold shower in a while. I haven't challenged myself in that way. I haven't been on a run in a while, or like just something where you start to really feel like you've been slacking in all the things that are good for you. And that could be kind of debilitating. But I think the more you think about it, the more you like guilt yourself about it, it just gets worse for yourself. And you just have to keep telling yourself, like, all right, tomorrow we're starting new. I'm getting up early. I'm going to win my morning tomorrow, or I'm going to win my night routine tonight. And I think if we can just be compassionate with ourselves, be here with ourselves now, and just kind of patient with whatever we're going through, whether it's an adjustment period or a new job or just some free time you're not used to, or maybe zero free time and you're really not used to that. Just kind of being patient with yourself, observing yourself rather than judging, and moving forward. I think the more you judge yourself about what you haven't been doing, the harder it is for you to actually start making those changes. Which, speaking of, I kind of think that me always talking about how I'm not winning my mornings just kind of clicked to me. Like, I think it all is in the night routine. So I feel like if my night routine's really good, I can win my morning. Guys, I've been reading lately. That is a huge win for me. I've been reading. Like, what the fuck? I go back to a moment. If you guys have ADHD or just anything in your brain that told you growing up you couldn't read, maybe it was because school was boring and you hated the books you read in school. Oh my God. Like, I just remember my whole life, even looking at my friend Meredith, she used to read a lot. Well, like, as we were children. What am I saying? We were children. We were middle school, high school. She was always reading. And I would go to her house and I would see all her books and I was like, wow, like it just seemed like a whole nother level of human to be a person that just casually reads when they go home. I would just kind of look at her as almost like some sort of magical creature that can read a book. Like, there's no way you guys can do, like, there's no way people do this thing unless they're like, I don't know, nerds or smart or something. Like, there's no way this is a thing. People just read for fun. Like, I used to struggle so much. So nowadays, when I talk to people and they're like, well, I can't read, I'm like, I said the same motherfucking thing. I said the same thing and I was wrong. You're wrong. You can read. Like, people are like, I just can't. Oh my God. When people say they can't meditate, I'm like, you're wrong, because I couldn't meditate either. I could not be still for the life of me. I could not sit there with my own thoughts. I was, it does not come natural to people. And then you start training yourself and then you're like, fuck. And this is amazing. Like, the benefits of this is amazing, which, by the way, the benefits of meditating and reading are like fucking amazing. Read up on it. So, anyways, when I kind of got through those beliefs of like, I can't do that, same thing with running, where you think like, I'm not a runner, I can't do that. If you just kind of shift that perspective, all of a sudden you can do anything you've ever dreamed of. Meditate, run. What's the other hard one I just said? Read. You just got to read something interesting. You like, you just got to read something interesting. Don't ever say you can't read. And also, I can't imagine life without reading now. It excites me so much to think about the different books that I can read. Like, you ever think about when you watch a really, really good movie or you listen to a really good album, you're like, it's kind of cool to think that like people are always releasing music or people always are filming movies. So there's going to be even more works of art I can look at and feel a feeling for the first time again. And that kind of reminds me of reading. Like, I learned so much from a book, or I'm so intrigued in a book. And then I'm like, this is kind of cool. Like, I can just keep doing this for the rest of my life. And there's like this whole world of books that I have that I was missing out on when I thought I couldn't do this. I'm on the Housemaid series. I'm on the last book. And Frida McFadden, as my therapist said, she really likes her and suggested me to her a while ago. And I finally hopped on the Frida McFadden wave. And she is a really good author. And I love thrillers. But usually I don't really read that much fiction. But I've been hooked on her books. So I go in between nonfiction, like self-help books, to fiction stories. Although you would think that like some of the books I would read would be a lot more smuttier, and they're just not. I don't know. Maybe it's because I have read a book once. The cover was like of a guy with abs. And I remember I took it from a suggestion on TikTok, and I was like, all right, let's look see what Kindle Unlimited had, because I have a Kindle. I haven't been reading on my Kindle, but I did at one point. And already when the pages of a guy with abs, you're like, okay, is this book really good? Like, I don't know, it feels cheesy. And I read that book. It was so long. I felt like it was so much longer than any other book I've read, and it never got better. I was like, what the fuck is this? And it was supposed to be like smuttier, and I just felt like it lost the entire plot because it was supposed to be smuttier. I don't know. I really never read a book that like turned me on or anything. People love Verity for that reason from Colleen Hoover. I love Verity for other reasons, but there are some moments in Verity where it kind of gets you and you're like, oh shit, that's kind of hot. But I don't know. I'm more like I get excited of Verity because I get so like spooked out when I read it. That was Verity is one of those books that like if you think you can't read, fucking read Verity, and then you'll be like biting your tongue while you're reading for the first time ever, feeling emotion, reading a book, and then you're like, wait, I could get behind this. I could be a reader, guys. Time to channel your inner reading rainbow, and like I could fucking do this. Today I was thinking about having an appreciation for life, and it was when I actually went outside for the first time. Shocker. See, all the good thoughts come when the sun's on you. And the sun was hitting my face, and I was just like, everything, like the air, everything was hitting perfectly. And it was just a beautiful moment because I'm like, I'm going to pick up my niece. I'm so grateful that I even have a niece. I'm going back to my house. And like, just like everything I was doing, I was just grateful for. And I think sometimes you don't realize how much you have until it's stripped away from you. I think it's important that we turn off our phones every once in a while and actually see what is around us, because although we're used to it, I mean, at least for me, doing army stuff makes me more grateful for everything. Like every time I'm in the woods laying on my stomach, I'm like, I'm really grateful for some chairs that I sit in, on a normal basis in real life. Like, yeah, chairs. I miss chairs. Like, I remember being in Vance Camp missing chairs. I was like, it's a weird fucking thing to miss, but I missed it. Yeah, just little things like that makes me so much more grateful. But even regardless of like just being in the army, just like losing people, grief, all that stuff. I was writing poetry about it last night. And, it's so expected that your parents come home, or you come home and your dog's greeting you at the door, or just like the little things in life. And then when you think about it, like even when like a parent goes on vacation or your friend isn't free or something like that, you realize that you could feel the loss of their presence. And yeah, just kind of looking around and really thinking about how happy you are to even have a healthy family, or you yourself are healthy, or you can walk, you can fucking use your arms and legs, like literally anything. I feel like we take everything for granted, and stopping for a moment to really just take it all in is beautiful, and it needs to be done more. And that's why I also need to meditate more, because moments like that are extremely, they re-energize you. They give you that like purpose again to live, of like, oh, life isn't so bad even though work is stressing me out, or even though my day sucked, at least I'm sitting here with my dog right now, or at least my friend knows how to make me laugh even though this guy just broke my heart, something like that. And what we could do, we could actually end this podcast with not only a breath, but kind of that gratitude that I was just talking about while we do the breathing. So let's inhale through our nose. And I want you, while you're inhaling, to think about the air you're inhaling, the people around you, maybe just like the temperature of the room, the feeling of the air on your skin, thinking about every single little thing while you're inhaling. And then I want you guys to exhale. And while you exhale, I want you to expend that energy and see it almost like a circle, just recycling itself. So now you're going to inhale again. The air is going inside you. You're inhaling everything around you, your environment. Maybe it's the chair touching you right now, or the ground that's holding you up and supporting you. And then you're going to exhale. And it's just going to keep going back and forth. Let's inhale one more time. And exhale. I'm a big sigher when I exhale. Sighing does magical things, guys, especially if you're stressed out. So let's figure out a way to de-stress ourselves in this moment if that's all we can do. If we can de-stress ourselves even for just now, then I'm fine with that. Sometimes a day is so stressful that the only time you're going to get a moment of peace is the second you decide to breathe and be present with the breath. So, thank you guys for breathing with me today. Thank you guys for listening. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday on the Muscle Mommy Mindset. I don't think I ever really say that. On the Muscle Mommy Mindset. All right, go follow me on Instagram. Everything's linked. And participate next week. I will send out the questionnaire earlier, or if you guys reply to the one that's up, I got you guys. I'm gonna talk about it next week, okay? Okay. I ain't gonna miss nothing that you said. All right. Bye, guys.